Good afternoon and welcome to Thrieve Nature Reserve. It was a really crisp, cold morning this morning, about -7, -8 when I got into the car. But this is now about 2 o'clock in the afternoon and I'm down at Thrieve. Most of the frost has lifted. In actual fact, part of the river there is frozen, not something you see very often. But today I'm not here to talk about Thrieve. I thought I would do something slightly different and see how it works out. We have a lot of monuments and that hidden away in the forests and on the hills and woodlands of Dumfries and Galloway. And I'm going to talk about them in a later video. But today I thought I would do the rock features, some that are man-made, some that are a bit of combination of both, and some that are natural. So what I'll do is, a lot of these will be still images, but I'll just do a voiceover on them to tell you what each one is. And with spring, yeah, not that far away, it might give you an idea of what you might go out and look for this spring and summer. This is only a small sample of the features I know about. A lot of you will know features yourself that probably nobody else knows about. But certainly the most popular ones that are known as things like the Grey Man of the Merrick. I'm not going to give away any of the locations, I'll just let you find these for yourself. But it's a well known one, as is the Devil's Bowling Green, which is up in the Galloway Hills. And yeah, it's whatever you make of them when you get up there. But there's one that my brother wanted to see a few years back because he um, is a baker, and at least he was before he retired, and that is the giant loaf. So we went up and looked for that, and we found it, and there it is. It's the big loaf up on the dungeon range. And a few years later, we decided he wanted to go back again. And what happened was he disappeared behind the rock, and then all of a sudden he appeared in full baker's uniform. So that was hence we got that photograph. I said I wasn't going to cover any of the monuments, but I will put one or two in just to fill up the space here. Now, here's the first one, which is one of the Covenanters monuments near Kilpatrick, Durham. And then one that probably everybody knows, and that is the eye that is up near the Blacklock in the Galloway Forest Park. And of course, you've got the quorum, these faces that are in the old sheep stele there. But who remembers this one? This was the one called Cameras, I think it was, and it was part of the same art installation when it went in, but it's long since gone. And if we move down onto near Loch Ken, on the shores of Loch Ken, most people will know the double bridges, the Lowren Burn. It's the waterfall that everybody goes to photograph. Well, this is a Murray's Monument, which is just further up that burn. In Dalbeattie Town Wood, there is a sculpture there as well, this big stone sculpture there, which is a nice one to see. And then another one that probably a lot of people have visited over the years, and obviously it's changed a bit from these different photographs, and that is Bruce's Stone, which is next to Shaw's Loch, not the Bruce's Stone around in Glentrool, but this one here. But of course, this is not really the main Bruce's Stone that was referred to but way back, as you'll see from this picture. The original Bruce's Stone was a long, thin pinnacle stone, and the story I was given was that it was actually broken up for road metal when they were creating the forest roads. And another one that some people have seen, if you've ever walked the Southern Upland Way, this is the standing stones at Lagangarn or Lagangairn, depending on how you like to say it. And it's one of these things where pilgrims would pass, and you'll see there's some money in the top of the stone there, but that's what they used to do in the days gone by, and people still do it. It's near a place called the Beehive Bothy. An actual slightly further west on the Southern Upland Way, or just off the Southern Upland Way, is the Caves of Kilhern, which are burial chambers. So that's another one to look out for. Uh, one that we used to nickname it, this one, the Ranger's Chair. It's again on the Southern Upland Way. It's just west of Dalry, and in the same area we have the Eagle Rock. This big rock that from a distance just looks like an eagle. Some of these, yeah, you've got to use your imagination a bit, but it's a nice one to find. And then there's other things where you get these carvings in rocks. These are Pictish carvings, I'm led to believe. And then here's one that's slightly different. This is the Hangman's Stone near Parton, which is a combination of lead letters which are now falling out, but it was marked the spot where the hangman's tree used to be, is what I'm led to believe. Now, of course, the one that probably everybody knows, but not everybody has found it. I know people are still looking to find it yet, and that's the Heartstone, which is in Dalbeattie Town Wood. And then, of course, you've got these different art installations that were put in place over the years. This is one that is up near the big water of Fleeting Gatehouse. There's a number of them in this area, but this is just the one that's in the burn. And then you don't need to go miles to look for some of these. Some of these, like this one in Dumfries, this is the head of Lady Devergilla as it looks out over the River Nith. And it's quite an easy one to see once you know where it is. Some can take a wee bit of looking for, like this one here on a bridge. This is at the Bridge of Dee. I'm not sure the history behind it, but it looks a bit like an old pack horse that's on this, what would be probably a pack horse bridge at one point. And then if you go down onto the Solway coast, you'll find things like these old millstones that were once taken out of the rocks here and shipped off to various parts of the country. One of my favourites, though, is this one. This is the eyed stone, is what I call it. It was made by a chap I know called Ian Knox. And originally he went up and he was going to chisel it with a hammer and chisel, but the granite was too hard. So he went back with some cataloid and some tiles and he put these eyes on it. And Ian tells me it was to keep an eye on the encroaching forests. Another one which I showed recently in a video that I did is down at Castle Hill Point at Rockcliffe, and you've got this face, it's just down below the headland there itself. Now, some people call this one a different name. I know it is the Serpent Rock. It's on Rough Island down near Rockcliffe, and it depends on what angle you get it from, what it actually looks like. And then if you go further out to the bigger island, Heston Island, it's famous for this Elephant Rock, which is a massive structure and really is quite impressive. But there's other things to look out for. Here's some fossilised waves, I think they are. Again, they're just right beside the path as you walk out towards Castle Point. There's some of these new ones starting to appear. I'm not too sure about them. They certainly won't last as long as some of these other ones I've just shown you, but there are one or two that are appearing now along the Solway. But again, people just knock them over or they fall down with the wind, etc. This is an interesting one. This is what I know as the Witch's Score. It's on Waterside Hill, just near Dalry. Again, it's on the Southern Upland Way, just near to it. And this is where Adam Forrester, on his horse, is it Lucky Meg, drew a score in the ground to keep the witches off. And I'm sure it could be a nice tourist attraction in the Glenkens area, although I'm sure the Burns diehards will disagree with me on this one. But I was always told that Burns was told this story about Adam Forrester in Dalry, or St Johnstown or Dalry, and he changed it to up Galloway way there. But anyway, that's just a starter for that. So hopefully, whatever you do, go out and look for some of these features, take a pictures, post them online, and enjoy. So until the next time, thanks for watching.